friends, today we're diving into my goals for 2025. I can't believe it's here. The year flew by. So for 2025, I wanted to ensure that I am putting pen to paper, digitally speaking of course, and writing down my goals. So I have my goals in Notion. I have them separated into 4 parts: health and wellness, personal growth, finances, and content creation. I have my laptop in front of me, so I might be looking down a little bit and not looking at you. Don't worry. Starting with health and wellness, first, I want to incorporate 2 10-minute stretching sessions into my daily routine for the next 3 months. Why? Because I'm getting old and everything hurts and I need to stretch more. I work a corporate job. I work from home most of the time. I am sitting down most of the time, and I can definitely feel it when I get up at the end of the day. My back hurts, my hips hurt, my neck hurts, my shoulders hurt. Everything just hurts. I do need to go and look up some videos so that I can easily just follow something along. I don't have to think about what kind of stretch I want to do. I can just look through my playlist and say, I want to stretch this today. I want to stretch that today. So I'm hoping that'll help. I want to do this for at least the first 3 months, and then I think I'll reevaluate there. Again, I would like it to be a daily routine, so something that I do twice a day. The only thing that might stop me with this is the days that I go into the office, because I don't think I'll be able to stretch in the morning before work because I got to wake up too early. Definitely when I come back, I think that'll be fine, but I might not be able to get the 2 in a day. I also added some additional notes in here for me of just ways that I can achieve this goal. So I also put to use a habit tracker to log completion and achieve a consistency rate of at least 90% by the end of March. So in my monthly goal breakdown, I do have a habit tracker that I will show you afterwards. That way I can check off the things that I want to do on a daily basis. My next health and wellness goal is to gradually increase my daily step count to consistently achieve a minimum of 10,000 steps per day by the end of the year. This one is a big one for me because, again, I sit in my chair all day. I do not get very many steps in, and it's just a matter of building this habit, I think, because honestly, I have a walking pad. I have a gym downstairs. I could go outside, and I still don't do these things. So I really need to push myself to get into the habit of these. So a point that I added here was to start with the baseline of 5,000 steps per day by the end of January. I haven't worn my Fitbit in a while, but according to my phone, I probably average around 2,500 steps a day. That is not that great. So even trying to hit 5,000 is going to require some work on my end. So I'm gonna start with 5,000, and then I'm going to increase that by 1,000 every single month until June. So that should get me to about 10,000 steps. And then hopefully from June to December, I can consistently hit the 10,000 every single day and just maintain that. And again, the whole lifestyle change just changed my lifestyle to at least hit 10,000 steps every single day. So the next one that I have here is to successfully complete a 30-day wellness challenge by the end of June. I need to brainstorm ideas on this. I just thought it'd be fun to challenge myself for 30 days to do something on top of the goals that I've already set out for myself. Again, I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's walk outside every single day, regardless of weather. Maybe it's eat a certain amount of vegetables every single day. Like, I don't know yet. I need to brainstorm ideas. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. But I do want to do that by end of June. So moving on to personal growth, I want to read 1 fiction book and 1 nonfiction book a month. So I'm going to be reading at least 2 books a month. And again, 1 from each of these categories. I find that fiction is a lot easier for me to read. However, nonfiction always puts me to sleep. I think it just reminds me of school when I was reading my textbooks and I'll start something and then I just instantly fall asleep. So I really want to challenge myself to read at least 1 nonfiction book a month. And there are so many books that I want to read. One, I have all these books here. You see all these books here? I haven't read them. I'm just collecting them. And I know everyone says that buying books and reading books are 2 separate hobbies, but I would like to at least get through these because I spent my money on them. Another goal I have related to reading is to develop a nightly reading habit by reading for 30 minutes before bed every day for the next 6 months. And I'm aiming for 75% adherence to that by end of June. So I'm definitely the type of person that scrolls my phone and watches TV in bed. Like, I get ready to go to bed and then I just turn on YouTube and then I end up being up for a few hours because I'm watching so many things. And I'd really like to get better sleep. So I wanted to minimize the amount of scrolling and TV watching that I'm doing before bed. So what can I do to help wind me down? And I figured reading. 1, I wanted to read more anyways. 2, let me try to read before bed. If these nonfiction books are putting me to sleep anyways, let me read it before bed. Even better, I think. And I have a note here to track my progress in my reading list. So in Notion as well, I did create a whole reading list. I have a list for fiction and nonfiction, and I have the title, the author, the genre. I have availability, and most of this is just where can I find the book. So either I own it and I have a physical copy, or I can get it on Libby. Typically, those are the two places that I'm really reading. I use Libby a lot, which is the library, so everything's free. With audiobooks, even just digital books. I do also have another column here for status if I've already read it, as well as any notes regarding the book, how long it took me to finish reading it, when I finished reading it, and whatever the rating is. And I have the same thing for the nonfiction books as well. Just a list of books that I want to read. Do I own them? Do I need to see where I can find them? And ideally, I can at least make a dent in some of these as the year progresses. Next one is experiment with one new craft every single month. Dedicate one weekend to each activity and document the progress. I have always been a DIY girly, a crafting girly. I always get ads for new crafting activities, and I always think to myself, ooh, I want to try that. I should try that. And I just never do. So this year I said, every single month, we are going to try a new crafting activity, a new hobby, whatever along those lines. I've already seen a few that I'm really committed to trying, and I think I might even challenge myself a little bit more to do 3 that are classes, to go to some sort of class, like a pottery class. I've always wanted to try stained glass making. That seems fun. If I can find a class for that. If I can find a class for sewing. I've always wanted to try sewing. I'm just the type of person that I always want to try things to figure out how hard it is to do. Do I have the skill level to be able to do this? And is it something that maybe I want to do continuously? So I thought those could be fun. Last one under personal growth, which now that I look at it, probably isn't really in the personal growth category. I just kind of put it in there, but I want to complete at least 2 items from my condo to-do list by the end of June. So I have another list here on Notion. Everything is like connected. And this is just my running list of things that I want to do in our condo. And I have it split up by room. So I have for my office, I want to go through my crafting cabinet, and things that I still need to buy. I've been wanting a couch for my office for so long, I just can't commit to one. I want to get a new office chair. I didn't realize how bad my chair is. Hubby has a Secret Lab chair, very comfortable. And then I sat back in my chair and I was like, oh, very uncomfortable. I've been wanting to get a new desk. My desk is pretty big, and I just realized now that I don't need a desk to be this big. But again, it's like, do I really need to buy a new desk? Should I just keep the desk I have? So I just have a list of things that I've been wanting to buy. Some of them with the asterisks, again, are really depends. If I get a couch, maybe I'll get a floor lamp. We'll see. And then I have for the living room, which is like reorganizing the pantry cabinets. I've been debating on getting accent chairs for the living room. Again, potentially a floor lamp. I don't know where I would put it though, so that's iffy. Our bedroom, I need to go through the bedroom dressers. I have a video on my channel where I went through the closet in my office, but I do have a lot of other clothes in our bedroom, especially in the dressers that we have. So I want to go through those, figure out what I'm keeping, what I'm donating. I have a little space in my bedroom for a makeup vanity. So I've been wanting to make that over for a while. And then just our bedroom in general, that one is the last room that we've actually done anything to. So I have been wanting to paint it. I can't decide if I want to do an accent wall. We added picture frame molding into our dining room and the hallways, and stunning. I love it. So I don't know if I want to continue that into our bedroom. Do I want to do something else? I also love the wood slat look, but then I'm like, is it going to look weird with the picture frame molding in the other areas? I don't know. So that's something that I would like to do. Probably the bedroom one would probably be by the end of the year. I think the ones that I would probably tackle first are in my other areas, which is finish painting the doors and door frames. That one was a big one. I finally finished painting the baseboards this year because my friends were coming over for brunch and it made me neurotic. So I was like, I need to finish painting all the baseboards, but I didn't get to the door frames. So that one's something that I know I can get done. And then we have a storage closet in like our hallway that I've been wanting to make over for a while. It's okay, but I can definitely see now where it could be a lot more functional. The only thing is for that one, I would need to buy new shelves for the closet, and IKEA has some that I was interested in, which I think will probably come out to around like $500 or so. So those will probably be the 2 that I really get through the first half of the year, and anything else, we'll see how that goes. But I keep this list just to keep me on track of things that I've been wanting to do, and I can sort of decide, okay, do I want to do that this year, next year? So moving on into finances. So I have been really wanting to reduce impulse purchases. So I wrote reduce impulse purchases by implementing a 24-hour rule before buying non-essential items. So that just means waiting 24 hours to see if I really want to buy that item, if it's still on my mind. I might even extend that because I know some people do the 3-day rule, but I feel like it depends what you're looking at and where you see it. Especially if it's like an online deal that's only for 24 hours, that's where it kind of gets a little iffy. However, I do have a lot of notes here for myself with regards to this whole reduce impulse purchases. So one, I want to track all purchases in an expense tracker and review spending at the end of each month to establish a baseline and ensure alignment with my goals. So right now, December was probably a bad month to try to track purchases just because there's a lot of gifts on there that we wouldn't be buying in January. So it's hard to figure out what my baseline is. I'm hoping for at least January, probably February as well, to really get a baseline of what I'm spending money on and where. I did create a tracker to help me with that. It's just going to be a matter of me going in and adding that information in there every single month. So that one is a mini goal in there. Another note for myself here is to unsubscribe from email lists of companies I haven't purchased with in the last 6 months. I don't know about you, but my email list is like plus 10,000. I just constantly get emails coming in. I look at them really quickly. I don't delete them. So one, I need to go through and delete everything. And then two, while I'm at it, I want to unsubscribe from just companies that I don't shop from. Another note here related to reading was to read all of my physical books before buying any new books. Again, buying books and reading books are two separate hobbies apparently. So I definitely get those emails from Book Outlet, from Indigo, and they're like sale, sale, sale. And I was like, ooh, what books can I add to my collection? Even though I don't have plans to actually sit down and read them currently. So I would really love to at least get through all of the books that I have not read first. And then from there, I can decide what books that I want to buy. Another note here, and this one's more of a household one, is just to finish Nespresso pods before stocking up on more. We always have a tendency to stock up on the new seasonal pods and we'll become obsessed with those, but we haven't finished the old pods yet. So I really just want to get through as much of them as possible before stocking up. And the last note here with regards to impulse spending is no new skincare purchases unless absolutely necessary, meaning that I am out of product and it is an everyday product that I use, and to restock as much as possible through FabFitFun. So I signed up for the FabFitFun annual subscription, so I'm going to get 3 more boxes throughout the year. I already got my winter box, a lot of stuff in there that I need to go through. So I'm hoping that with that, considering I've already prepaid for it, whenever I get the option to select my choices, I'm going to stock up on things that I know I need. One, I always love to try new products anyways, so this seemed like a good cost-effective option versus buying things regular price. So we'll see. But again, if I'm out of stock, like if I'm out of stock of toner, I use toner every single day. I'm going to stock up on my toner, but I'm not going to buy new products to try when I know that I'm going to get new products coming in my FabFitFun box. My last one under finance here is to contribute $15,000 to my TFSA investments by the end of the year. If you're not Canadian, a TFSA is a tax-free savings account which you can hold investments in, and any growth in that account is tax-free. So I put $15,000 for myself. $13,000 is usually very doable for me because it is $500 every paycheck. I get paid every 2 weeks, so that's 26 paychecks in a year, which usually comes up to $13,000. So I just upped that a little bit to give it a more round number for $15,000. This is in addition to other savings that I do, so I think I should be able to hit it. Again, the 15 is a bit of a stretch than what I usually do, but I think it should be okay. And I'll reevaluate when I hit the 6-month mark, but for now, should be good. I have another note here to set up my automatic withdrawals from my checking account into my TFSA accounts, and I'm using Wealthsimple for this. I love that they have the fractional share options. It makes it easier to just put in a dollar amount every paycheck and then do the whole pay yourself first. So I don't have that money. It's out of sight, out of mind, so I'm not going to spend it. So last section here is with regards to content creation. I have a goal to upload 1 YouTube video every single week for the next 12 months, which is 52 videos in a year. I know that is pretty much the bare minimum you should be doing if you are trying to start a YouTube channel. But again, as someone who has a job, it is hard to stick to something like this. So this I know is going to require work on my part. I do have a note here to plan content topics at the start of each month, try to batch record at least 2 videos bi-weekly if I can, and then track my uploads in a calendar, which I already have in Notion as well, just a content planning calendar. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know what is the hardest part for you in the whole process. Is it coming up with ideas, filming, editing? For myself, the ideas, I have a million ideas. I have so many ideas, but it's the filming of it and getting everything set up to film. That's the part that I struggle with and I usually put off, and then I'll miss dates and it's like, well, I can't do that anymore. So again, 1 video a week I think should be doable. Fingers crossed that it's doable. We'll see. And then I do have another goal here, which really is an aspirational goal. This is a stretch goal for me, is to branch out to 1 additional social media platform. So right now I'm really only focusing on YouTube. And again, can barely keep up with that. So trying to branch on to another platform, I don't know, we'll see. Again, aspirational, so I don't know if I'll hit this. And if I don't, it's not the end of the world. It's just something that is on my mind. So I think I just want to keep it on my mind and try to think about how I can do it. I have a personal Instagram. I don't post on there. I'm just a creeper. I just go on and I look at what everyone else is doing, but I don't post unless I'm on vacation. I'm that type of person. So I think if I'm at a place where I feel really content with YouTube and I'm able to keep up with my schedule, then I might really consider branching it to either Instagram or TikTok, but we'll see. Again, an aspirational goal. So those are my goals for 2025. I have broken them down even more for January because I want to figure out what I want to do for January. So under health and wellness, as I mentioned, I want to try to achieve 5,000 steps, 2,500 in the morning, 2,500 in the afternoon, and hopefully maintain that throughout January. I actually added another goal here for me to walk outside for a minimum of 15 minutes twice a week. Twice a week we're going to try. Again, I live in Canada. If you don't know, it is winter, it snows, it rains. Outside is kind of sometimes. However, as someone who works from home, there are definitely times where I think to myself, when was the last time I went outside? It's like, oh, last week. Especially if for some reason I don't go into the office 1 week, I'm like, oh, I didn't go outside for 2 weeks. So I really want to try to get myself outside, breathe some fresh air, hopefully sit in the sun a little bit whenever we get sun. So I'm hoping to at least go outside at least twice a week. This does not include the days that I go into the office. So this will be in addition to that. So for my fiction book read of the month, I want to start with Dial A for Aunties. I think I just want to read something fun, funny. And this one seems like an accidental murder at a Chinese-Indonesian wedding. Says you have 4 meddling Asian aunties coming to the rescue, and it just seems like this could be a funny book. I also have the second one from this series, so if I like it, I might just read the second one as well, since I have it anyways. And then for my nonfiction book, I have been wanting to read The Psychology of Money. I do have a copy of that. I got this one on Amazon. It was very inexpensive. So those are the 2 books that I'm planning to read. Again, I could read more depending on what my mood is. If I want to read more, I'll read more. I just want to at least hit 1 nonfiction and 1 fiction book. And then my last goal under personal is to figure out which craft I want to try in January. I have one that I'm really excited about. I ordered it and I'm just waiting for it. So if it does arrive in time, then I'm going to do that one. I'm not going to spoil it. You need to subscribe so you can see what craft I want to do. So then with regards to finance, as I mentioned, set up my automatic withdrawals and deposits into my TFSA accounts, track my purchases in my expense tracker. I think I'm going to try to do that at least once a week so it's not so many purchases all at once at the end of the month. And then again, go through my emails and unsubscribe from companies I no longer shop with. That'll probably take a few hours. So in the downtime between Christmas and New Year's, I'm gonna try to do that. And then with regards to content, I am going to try to follow a Friday upload schedule. So in January, there are 5 Fridays. So I am going to try to aim for 5 videos this month. So fingers crossed, see how that goes. And then as I mentioned down here, I have my habit tracker that I just put into Notion. So I have my morning stretching, 2,500 steps, afternoon stretching, 2,500 steps, and then reading before bed. And then I just have it marked out with 1 to 31 days so that I can just go in and check mark that I got it done. So that wraps up my goals for 2025. I would love to hear from you. What are some of your goals for the year? I would also love to know how you stay motivated on your goals. I plan to do a monthly reset. I'm going to incorporate those into my videos so I can keep track of my goals. How far along am I? Did I accomplish the goals that I set out to each month? If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of any new uploads that I do. I hope you have a wonderful new year and I will see you in 2025.